there in a circuit or not. That can be done by this kind of circuits on LFSR. LFSR means linear feedback shift resistor. Please make a note. Linear feedback shift resistor. LFSR. I told you no, circuit 0, circuit 1. Just have a look onto the board once. Circuit 0, circuit 0. That means whatever may be the inputs, always 0 will be supplied here, 0 will be supplied here. So we have 0, 0. The same part propagates and appears at the output. This part is called as the path of sensitivity. What do you call it as? Path of sensitivity. The path along which the fault travels is called as path of sensitivity, and we have different algorithms to apply here. One famous algorithm is D algorithm. What is the algorithm? D algorithm. Next. We have, suppose I have IC. This IC is having some logic. This IC is given with inputs and outputs. All of them if I am connecting, it is called as scan path. What do you call it as? A famous method is boundary scan method. What kind of method it is? It checks all the I/O bounds, input output pins of any IC. For example, your microprocessor, CSE IT people. Your microprocessor is functioning or not, you take the processor and put it in boundary scan method. When you scan this, along this I/O path, you could identify that whether this cell is working or not, right? Whether this chip is functioning or not. Next. Otherwise, the other one is, another modern technique is VLSI. What is this? Built-in self-test. January 1st comes. Before January 1st or in the first week of January, most of us are having a habit. What is that habit? Sending SMS is different case. Other than that, we will take diary or some other promises, New Year resolutions. Yes. From today onwards, from this year onwards, I want to study at least 2 hours in a day. Next year, December also comes, we don't implement. Correct or not? Yes. It is very easier to take resolutions, but it is not so by implementing it. You need lot of determination to do it. Correct? So, but there is always a self-analyzing mechanism inside our body. It always says that you are doing wrong or doing right. Self-analysis we do now. The same self-analysis if a circuit does, it is called as built-in self-test. That means it itself generates some test patterns. It itself tests the circuit. It analyzes whether the output is, that the circuit is functioning properly or not. This methodology is called as built-in self-test. We have pattern generator. CUT means circuit under test. Response analyzer. We'll see the responses. Okay. 3 things are automatic, like fully automatic washing machine. Right? Regarding fully automatic washing machine, I always have one incident to share with you. Once my washing machine was in repair. Okay. I called Samsung engineer, service engineer. Right? You see, if you are not aware of about certain facts, how easily you can be cheated is the incident. This is what I am sharing with you. This Samsung service engineer once he has come to my home. After opening the board, he told me, "Sir, today it is not possible to rectify it, sir. I will take this to my home. Tomorrow I will come, sir, with solution." I thought, okay. My brother-in-law is also with me. Okay, he is also watching all the incidents. Next day he has come. He started saying that, "Sir, very difficult, sir. Yesterday full night I worked on this board." I asked him, "What happened, sir?" "Sir, it is fuzzy logic, sir. Fully automatic system." "Is it so? Fully automatic system. What is the problem, sir? How much cost, sir?" "Whatever may be the cost, no problem, I pay. Please rectify it." "Sir, nearly 4,000 rupees, sir." What's the amount he wants to charge from me? 4,000 rupees. Then I asked him, "What is the fault? Please tell me what is the fault." Because the fault is big. He said, "So, show me where it is big." He is showing me this kind of component. this kind of component, a small blue color component. He is saying that this component is very costly, sir. Right? I have changed this component because of that only washing machine is working now. That is why 4,000 rupees, sir. Yesterday fully in rich street I removed, sir, everywhere I got it. How much it costs? Sir, the cost and all varies, but I have got for very less cost for you. Totally including my service. Give me 3,500 rupees, sir. Because I started questioning, no? Said this. Then my brother-in-law started laughing. He asked, why you are laughing? He is an electronics engineer. You are talking about this component to him. I told him, this is an electrolytic capacitor. Electrolytic capacitor which you can buy maximum of 2 to 5 rupees. This so-called Samsung engineer he is ready to get 3,500 bucks from you. You got my point? Yes. That means if you are not aware of certain facts, there is always a chance of getting mistake. This is one example of it. Next. So this is how boundaries can. We have the logics where which can be connected to scan paths, and you can adjust the circuit by giving the input patterns, and you can check out the output. So at this level this is enough for you. So more than this if I discuss, it goes out of your head. Next. Now VSDL, I will spend some 10 minutes on VSDL, then I will end up this session. Okay? VSDL means what? Is it that what you are seeing? Normally most of the students have this kind of meaning for abbreviation for VSDL. Very hard, difficult language. Next one. What is this actual definition? What is the actual definition? DHSIC, hardware description language. DHSIC means very speed, very high speed, integrated circuits, hardware description language. Okay, it's very easy. In fact, okay, it says us how we have to interact with the circuit, hardware. Next. Like any other language, even this language is also based upon certain data types, certain control constructs, certain operators which are logical operators, some rational operators are there, which we will see now. Next. So where we use this SDL in getting this RTL model and getting a synthesized version of this, we use the SDL language. Next. You can skip off modeling this one. So in VSDL primarily we have 3 types of modeling. One is structural, data flow, as well as behavioral. Structural modeling means if you know the components in a circuit and if you know how to connect them, you use structural modeling. Bluntly speaking, for complex circuits, structural modeling is the best way. Okay? If you know only the logic of the circuit, use the behavioral model. If you know the way, that is the path that is connecting from input to output, we use data flow model. Understand? Once again I repeat, if only the components in the circuit is known, structural modeling. If you know the logic, behavioral modeling. If you know the path connecting input and output, data flow modeling. Okay? 3 modelings are there. Next one. See, we have an algorithm, RTL language, we can use Boolean equations, differential equations in the path of modeling, process of modeling. Yes, next. To skip off this, we can go in next one. This next. Yes. So how do you do this? We go for analysis, simulation, synthesis. Next. The analysis that we have said already. Next. Just go back. So we go for entity declaration, architectural body, end declaration. This is the syntax of the program. Entity declaration, architecture body, and as well as end declaration. Next. Next one. Next one. Next. Next. So I have this. I am forcing some input, and this is already predefined value 1, and how you get this output. Next is an example. So we have different versions here. When we force this input, these are the possible values of ABC. That means we analyze based on the functionality of the gate. What gates we have chosen here? NOR gate as well as AND gate. Based on that, we come to a conclusion about C. When you know C and when you know the logic how C is obtained, which modeling is better? Behavioral modeling is better. Yes? Next one. You just skip off all this. Yeah, this is the simulation side. We'll start the simulation and then we'll execute it. Sometimes we intentionally introduce some delay. Okay? In VLSI there are two problems. One is called as signal skew, the other one is clock skew. Okay? I'll tell you an example what is signal skew and clock skew. You are planning for a movie, right? You are already at the theatre. Your friend is not arrived. Friend has not come. What you normally do? Huh? What you normally do? You have already tickets with you. Your friend got stuck in the traffic, right? You have reached the theatre. Your friend is not in. You will call other friend and go with them. Yes? Huh? Or you drop the idea of movie. You drop the idea of movie? No. You will call other one. You are not, the other one will come. Okay? Ticket is with me. If you are not doing, no problem. I call another friend and I will go with the movie. Correct or not? Yes? Yes? Same thing happens in VLSI. This problem is called as signal skew. What is this? If there is a gate, for that gate two inputs are there. Okay? Input A arrives in 5 nanoseconds. Input B arrives in 7 nanoseconds. So these two inputs are not synchronized. Okay? If both are appearing at the same time, then only output will come. So both should reach to the place of input at exactly 5 nanoseconds. So one is at 5 nanoseconds, other one is timing at 7 nanoseconds. Then some error value you are going to get out. It is not the exact value. This problem is called as signal skew. Even those problems can be addressed by programming a particular logic. Next. Next one, ma. Please. Yeah. You see this. I just want to show the syntax. Suppose if you are writing a program for latch. Latch means a non-inverting buffer. It's a buffer generally. So you have the inputs. Inputs are declared under port. You call it as port declaration. These two are inputs and these two are outputs. Q, comma, NQ. NQ is nothing but negation of Q. Q bar. Okay. So these are outputs and this is input bit. Suppose there is a vector 7 down to 0. 8 bits are there. You define it as std underscore logic underscore vector. If it is single bit, std underscore logic. CSC and IT students, please bear with us, okay? Because it's completely new for you. Next. So this is another one. Suppose I don't know what is there in this. I know only Q and Q bar, I know only this. Then what kind of modeling is better for this? I know the logic below, I don't know the circuit. Which modeling is better? Behavioral modeling. Okay? If I know the circuit like this, structural modeling or data flow modeling. So what they have done is, they have written the logic. Q is obtained by R, non NQ. NQ is obtained by S, non Q. Okay, because this is NOR gate. These two are directly written. So this is called as behavioral modeling. Okay. Next one. Next one, ma. Explained already these things. Now this. So this is entity declaration. These two circles are entity declaration. In between whatever is there, it comes under architecture body. The different styles are there. Good book for this is VSDL by Bhaskar. VSDL by Bhaskar and very long by Bhaskar. No sir, I want some examples. Using examples I want to study means Stephen Brown. Digital logic design using VSDL by Stephen Brown. Okay, that's a good book for understanding with an example. Next. Next, mark. Next, you just go ahead. Just go ahead. Yes. Yes. Type, composite type. This is a total kind of data that you are going to handle, and the way that you declare your data, enumeration type, integer type, real type, right? Many types are there, and floating values you can give, array values particularly for memory examples. Suppose if you are writing a program for RAM, random access memory, what is the type of data you have to choose? Array data. Because RAM is nothing but matrix form, no? Memory is nothing but matrix form. Then you have to choose array data. Next one. Next. Next one. Just keep on. Yes. It is uninitialized. X is unknown. 0, 1. High impedance state. When you will get high impedance state, ma? When you will get high impedance state? Huh? High impedance state means see always in VLSI we have a concept called as noise margin. Noise margin means logic 1, 0 to 5 volts are there. Logic 1 means 5 volts. Logic 0 means 0. 2.5 volts. Right? Logic 1 means 5 volts. Logic 0 means 0 volts. 2.5 volts represents logic 1 or logic 0. Huh? It is falling in center, no? Then you call it as logic 1 or logic 0. This is called as unknown value. What is this? We can't define it as either logic 1 or logic 0. This range of values are called as noise margin. So we need to reduce this noise margin when you are actually doing some design procedure. Next. Next mark. Yes. A typical VLSI program looks like this. Initially you should start like this: library identity, use identity dot std underscore logic dot logic underscore 1164.all. Other library we are including, all arithmetic functions can be included, and then we have unsigned values. We have a program called as A, B or C is the program name, right? And we should end with the same name. And all the inputs and outputs are specified under port mapping. Okay, under port declaration. This is the architectural body. Signal. Signal means, bluntly speaking, it is a wire connecting two components. It is an intermediate value. So that can be declared as signal. And you should start your architecture at the begin, write the logic and end it. This is the basic form of any VSDL program. Okay, next one. Next. Next one now. Testament. So having said all these things, if you go to the industry, tomorrow, if your principals are also asked in the break time to me, that sir, please also tell about some opportunities in the field. Okay? What are the opportunities that are available in the field of VLSI or for that matter electronics? One particular request for all of you, right? Now the electrical and electronic students, try to get the job in the core industry. What is that? Try to get the job in the core industry. Otherwise, the so-called effort that you are putting in the 4 years of graduation becomes meaningless. Right? There is a company, in that particular company we have 4 employees. One fellow is from IIT Madras, mechanical engineering. And one fellow is VEC, one very famous university, right? And the other fellow is with diploma background, he has done some computer certifications, he is also working in the same place. 3 of them are working in the same place, and one MCA graduate is also working in the same place, doing the same work. What's the meaning of that? What you are referring to, right? What kind of value you are giving to your own courses? Yes? All are doing the same drag and drop work. Same work. That means in an IT industry, the people from different backgrounds, different institutional background, different course background are doing the same work. What kind of value you are adding to your education? Just think about it. you are learning about electronics, FPGA, VLSI, etc., etc., etc. Finally, you are doing some testing work. Does it sound meaningful? No. So search, except CSA and IT people, all others, my request is to search first 4 companies. Apply for 4 companies. For that, what we need to do? We need to learn the basics. Our basics should be corrected. This is a wonderful time to correct the basics. As a student, you can learn more than coming out of the group. From this student life, once you come out now, the chance and time-bounded activity will be missing. Okay? So my request is, must try for the 4 companies. Next. This test bench is particularly in VLSI industry, they follow this test bench programming. That means they don't write all these logic modules. Whatever I explained you, structural data processing. Test bench means directly input. Input at what time you are applying, output at what time you are getting, what is the logic. If you connect these things in a program, you call it as test bench. Famous website is testbench.in. Testbench.in. Next. This is the expectation of semiconductor type technology by 2019. Okay? We are very near to it. That is the advancement that one can foresee. Next. Yes, we have lots and lots of information, but how to process it? Next one. What is the answer? Enthusiasm. So I have dumped much information to you, where I have shown VHDL programming to only certain extent that is possible to me in the given frame of time. Okay? Next. See. Next very recent trend of electronics is nanotechnology. Do you agree with me or not? In that nanotechnology, there is a concept called as plasmonics. What is the concept? Plasmonics. So what is the title of our presentation? Morning title. Did you remember that? What is the title? Intelligence processing. Using intelligence processing, solutions are found in plasmonics. Right? You just check. Next one. So this is a surface plasmon. It looks like this. This is a very recent kind of technology that electronics field is converging towards. It is about surface plasmons. Okay? Plasma, best example of plasmonic structure is blood. If you cut the blood, it is nothing but plasmonic state. Okay? These kind of plasmons are studied. Next one. And where you are using this plasmonic therapy? To cure cancer. Right? Next one. This is what? Nanotechnology, people are just rubbing their shoulders that yes, nanotechnology is of modern day information. This is a modern day. This is called as Lysander cup. This is there in British Museum. So some plasmons of gold nanoparticles, it is cup and they are placed. It will emit the colors like this, green color as well as red color. So this is there in the Alison museums. That means from those days, from olden days onwards, nanotechnology is well existing. Only it is once again revisited food processing using this intelligent processing technology. How the food can be preserved and how it can be processed. Next one, Mark. You can call next people. I'll give 10 minutes break. After this, I will speak about some interesting aspects related to this slide and then technical papers. This slide is a clear-cut example of what we are doing today. The so-called Einsteins, Newtons, Faradays, Reynolds, all these kind of scientists that are being taught to us by these people are well there in our own education system. Right? For example, this slide says that normally the cloud showers on the trees. Right? Whenever the cloud comes upon the forest or the hills, it's cool and the showers come down. Now what is happening in this slide? We are taking towards the cloud. Right? This tree is nothing but Indian education system. Now today Indian education system is running behind the cloud, behind the knowledge. But earlier, knowledge is there within our system and people are actually... has visited India in 18th century and he spoke in British Parliament on February 2nd. As it is what he has spoken in British Parliament, I just want to share with you. I have travelled across the length and breadth of India and I have not seen one person who is a beggar. Today we have number of them. Okay? Who is a thief? I have not seen any thief in India. And which is full of wealth. I have seen in this country such high moral values, people of such high caliber, that I don't think we would ever conquer this country. It is impossible to conquer India because India is full of people who are very rich in quality of life as well as quantity of life. Then he said one more point. Unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage, we cannot conquer this nation. And therefore, I propose that we replace our old and ancient education system and introduce our education system so that Indians feel starting that we don't know anything and we have to learn something more. Okay? That means they try to hit upon the backbone of Indian culture, that is our own education system. And what he has said, if the Indians think that all that is foreign and everything is available in foreign and we need to learn more, then they will lose their self-esteem. You please understand, my dear youngsters. This is nothing but not even a biological weapon is used on the country. Not even a war is waged on the country. This is an intellectual war that has been waged from the 18th century. I feel very bad because I have been travelling. I am a campaigner of ancient Indian education system in southern part of India. In northern India, there is a person called as Himanshu Kaipal. This fellow is working on ancient Indian education system. And I have been working on southern part of India. I have been travelling length and breadth of this southern India to propagate the importance of Indian education system and Indian way of learning things. Because this is a wage of war that has started in the 18th century, still it is going on. You bring any kind of law in any engineering subject, I will prove you there is a base for that in the Indian education system. Right? And what this guy has said, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. This was declared in the broad daylight in the House of Parliament in the year of 1835. And from that day onwards, slowly, so I am not against to English, right? Of course, our bread and butter is of English. But the way you read the things, the by-hearting nature of the system, it should be actually taken off. You should not by-heart things. Our education system has not taught us. You should understand the things. You should think. You should apply them. I'll just go through the slides to you. You'll understand what I'm talking. Kind of things. Anka Ganita. Anka Ganita means Kasyapa Maharshi, Bija Ganita, by Ganapati Maharshi, Rekha Ganita, your geometry. Geometry by Chaya Purush Maharshi, Vata Ganita, Chakra Ganita, Mandala Ganita, Vastu Ganita, right? Shakti Ganita, Bhava Ganita, all these things are nothing but calculus, algebra, geometry, where the names are changed. And we were blinking about these courses. As such, they are falling from heaven. So all of them are available well in our education system. Today, US people are saying time and again in Yahoo you will see, UFO has come. What is UFO? UFO means what? Unidentified flying object. Only UFOs will come to university Only UFO will come to Western countries. Are there any relatives there? Why they are not coming to India? Why UFO is not flying over India? Right? People say that UFO I have seen from some Westerners say this comment. All these UFOs were already available in our ancient mythology. Right? First UFO is Pushpak Viman. Have you listened to this? Pushpak Viman. We have a culture called as Vimanyan. Vimana Shastra. From the Vimana Shastra only the so-called technologies have been evolved. So all the roots of today's modern day technology were there in the Indian education system. Next slide. Who is this guy? He is Bharati Krishna Tirthaji. In the 18th century, this fellow has got 16 principles to our knowledge. All these are called as Vedic principles. Today, we are very busy in calculating different things, and he made it very easy. You see this? Vedic applications. From where to where they are there? From toxicology to aeronautics. Everywhere you can use this Vedic mathematics or Vedic engineering. Robotics, computer science, artificial intelligence. Morning I was telling to this group, like I am running a class of 30 engineering graduates from all the branches of engineering, and we are doing a course called as Vedic engineering. Okay? So this is all about chemistry, biology, metallurgy, nanotechnology, aeronautics, whatnot. Every branch of engineering that today you are studying in an engineering college can be studied under only one umbrella. It is called as Vedic engineering, right? It is all within the Indian education system. See here, ancient Indian mathematical model. Sadly, the last red color line, just you read it. Sadly, the link between artificial intelligence and Panini's grammar was discovered in far away America by NASA scientist called as Mr. Rick Briggs. NASA scientist called as Mr. Nick Briggs. I'll tell you one information. Today we are very proud about NASA, right? I am not degrading the scientific discoveries of NASA, but we are so great than the people who are working in NASA. I am proud to say that. I will tell you one simple example. NASA has released a statement a few months before stating that there is a place on the Earth where the Saturn planet's influence is more. Few months before, okay, there is a place on Earth where Saturn planet's influence is more. That place is called as Tirunalla in Tamil Nadu. Right? So when NASA told? Very recently. But already in Tirunalla our ancestors have constructed a temple and people are worshipping the God there. Got a point or not? That is well before NASA, our ancestors predicted that there is a place on Earth where Saturn's planet influence is more. Got my point? And I'll tell you one more thing. Solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. When you will come to understand about solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, announcements will be there in the media just before 1 month or 1.5 months. Yes? 1 month or 1.5 months before they will be saying partially in this part of India you can see the eclipse with the naked eye. But 1 year before there will be a person who is sitting in a village and writing one panchangam. You know that? In that he will be saying that this is the point of time at which the eclipse occurs and this is a period of eclipse and this part of the world it is clearly seen. What is this? What kind of mathematics they are having in their hand? Right? So he has not learned anything. That is what these scientists are doing in Western countries. He is a very simple man doing some kind of spiritual exercise somewhere in a nook and corner of the country, and he is doing some wonderful mathematics and predicting the solar eclipse well before these people do announce. Because you understood this, the power of our education system is actually shadowed. It is like masked. I have seen now in VLSI technology we have a mask. It was masked and we were shown like as this is what education is all about, and we were made almost illiterate, and these are the proofs that we have towards this part of education. So who is Panini? Panini is the person who has written this grammar. So this fellow, Dick Prince, has told that sadly Panini's work is undermined by the Indian people. When Abdul Kalam once went to NASA, when he entered into NASA building, he has seen one painting and he was just standing like that. A painting is all about, there is a war painting, and he asked that, why you have kept this painting here to some of the officials. He said, from these fellows only we have learned missile technology. In that painting there are some black people and some white people. These black people are Indians, kings of own Indian culture. From these people only we have learned the missile technology, and then after Braun is a British scientist who has developed the technology and sold to Adolf Hitler. Okay, and that fellow has manufactured the missiles and devastated the enemy countries. Right? From where they have learned the missile technology? From Indian kings, Indian people. God. So NASA people are worshipping our own ancient culture, but nowhere we have that. Nowhere we are having that kind of flavor in our mind about our greatness of Indian education system. So you see, there is no doubt that most of the texts are authentic. Many are the well-known ancient Indian epics themselves, and there are literally hundreds of them. Most of them have not been translated into English from old Sanskrit. This is what told by a foreigner. We should be ashamed about it, not by the Indian. Even so-called Ramanujan, Ramanujan, who has actually given the actual meaning of zero, is identified by foreign people before identified by the Indians. Here I just want to mention one more thing. Morning I promised you that there is something related to Einstein I will tell you. Yes, it is nothing but all the energy relations that Einstein has proposed. Actually the idea behind this theory of relativity was supported by an Indian physicist called as Satyendranath Bose, who is known as Satyendranath Bose. That is what Bose-Einstein statistics. What do you call it as? Bose-Einstein statistics. This is a very, very less known story that has happened between Bose and Einstein. Once Einstein was having a discussion with Satyendranath Bose, and we are talking about, sir, we have some relativity concept, theory of relativity. There are four forces in the universe. If four forces are united, you can understand the God particle. Okay, this is called as unified theory. From Einstein to Stephen Hawking, everybody are concentrating on that. Then he couldn't able to get the fourth force. Fourth force is gravitational force. He was having a discussion with Satyendranath Bose. He has told, just think about Indian mythology, you will get the answer. What he told? He has given a small hint. Satyendranath Bose has given a small hint to Einstein. They are saying that, sir, think about Indian mythology, you will get an answer related to theory of relativity. Fine. So what is that? What happened now? He has shown Indian gods, all the Indian gods. Right? So all of them are having vehicle. You have vehicles, no? Everybody is having a vehicle. So he said that, more or less, you just think about this matter, you will get it. Then immediately Einstein has framed out after some time that if you can travel with a velocity which is more than velocity of light, your age will be reduced. Got my point? Right? Your age will be reduced. Probably, so that is the reason why they are always younger. Got my point? So Indian mythology has provided the secrets of science, and then he proposed this, all the relations that are very well known to us. We remember Einstein, sadly we forget Satyendranath Bose. Okay? Only few people will know about him. See? So we have certain sutras. I will tell you. What is this slide? Morning onwards you have been listening to many things and you have been feeling like that many things are there, whether we can bear this or not. If two ants can lift an apple, definitely we can do this. Yes? If two ants can lift an apple, there definitely with the teamwork we can do everything. So we have certain sutras. Here I will introduce you one sutra called as Urdhva Diryakyam. What is this form? 11 11s. 11 11s are. Okay? 11 11s are means normally you know the tables and you will say 121. Suppose you don't know the table, you know only one table. Right? Right? So what you have done? Once vertically you multiplied, once you multiplied diagonally, write the answer there. Over, multiplication is over. This is called as UP Sutra. UP Sutra means Urdhva Tiryak Vyam. Urdhva means vertical. Tiryak means diagonal. You see this example? 4 2s are 8. 3 2s are 6. 4 into 3, understand? So this is different way of doing things. This is the traditional way of doing mathematics. Where you can perform big calculations. That is the power of Indian education system. But with using calculator also we won't get the answer. That is what the headache we get in other education system. Okay? You see this? Yeah. 35 square. You want 35 square value? What is the value of 35 square? 35 square is the pi square value what? 25. Pi square is 25. 3 after what is the element? 3 after number is 4. 3 4s are 12. Right here, that is the answer. Okay? 25 square. Pi square what? 25. 2 after what? 3. 2 3s are? Right 6 here. Understand? Right? Is it simple? This is what. So this is what in our Indian education system. Yes, see when I address the people now, when I address the people in Satyabama University, those 30 students are saying only one word to me. Sir, why M1, M2, M3? Remove all these things. Have only V1, basic mathematics. Okay? So this sutra is called as Ekadikena Purvena. What is the sutra? Ekadikena Purvena. You see this? 105 square. 105 square means 5 square? 25. 10 after? 10 11s are? 110. 110 you write here. That is the answer. 11025. Is it simple or not? Yes? So, if you have like this is 45, here also 45. Here 23, here also 23. How you solve this? You solve this by multiplying first equation with 23 and subtracting these two. I will do it more simply. I will add these two equations once. I will subtract these equations once. I will get the answer. You see in the next step how it goes. What I have done? I have added these two equations. I got an answer called as x minus y equal to 3. I have subtracted, I got an answer called as x plus y is equal to 1. Then by inspection I will say x equal to 2 and y equal to minus 1. That's all. I need not do the long calculations what you are doing. Yes? Now, 7 9s are, how you do it? 7 9s are 63. But I will do like this. 7 minus 1, 6. 9 minus 6, 3. 6 3 over. Right? So what is that? So this is called as mind mathematics. Now, 8 9s are 8 minus 1, 7. 9 minus 7, 2. 72. Okay? In fact, in Satyabama we have written proofs for all the tables. Tables are there now? All the tables we have written proofs. Students have written that proof after attending the class. We have solved all the critical problems in engineering using simple mathematics. You see this? 15 into to 99. 15 minus 1, 14. 99 minus 14, 18. 148. I have a blog called as kishoresunti.blogspot.com. You can visit my blog. In my blog, all the information I am updating on different things related to electronics. The blog name is Kishore Sonti, K-I-S-H-O-R-E, K-I-S-H-O-R-E-S-O-N-T-I, kishoresonti.blogspot.com. All the blogs, all the posts related to Vedic mathematics, electronics, everything I am updating in the blog, you can verify that. So this is about writing a technical paper. See, most of you are having a doubt, sir, how to write a technical paper, because many conferences are happening in and around Trichy. So I need to write a technical paper. What's the best way? First thing is, please listen, those who are very serious about writing technical paper, next 10 minutes are going to be very, very useful. Before writing a technical paper, I think last sentence. Please. Morning hours we have a class where we don't have any kind of interruption. I expect the same kind of cooperation. See here. So we have a technical paper writing. We have two different kinds. One is a research paper. The other one is a survey paper. Survey paper means you have seen some technologies from a few days. You have read some old papers. You did some literature survey. And all the information what you have observed about the contemporary revolutions in the technology, if you're making out